Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. It's been an interesting day. Bitcoin briefly hit above $70,000 for the first time in a long time. Big question mark. Are we actually going to see a continuation to the upside, or is this just another fake out? So we'll talk a little bit about that. And also, we have to talk about some XRP price action. Because, look, and I think you're going to like this, but I'm going to share with you perspective from an XRP chart analyst who argues that, even the worst case scenario, if you're drawing upon, historic precedent, even that, frankly, I mean, you're going to love the price targets, but I'll just tell you, it's going to make a lot of XRP holders filthy rich. And so, and I've thought about this quite a bit, just like I'm sure many of you has, but you have over the years, but even last market cycle, when the worst thing that possibly could have happened to a cryptocurrency happened to XRP, which is that, other than like a hole in the code or something like that, the SEC attacked. The SEC attacked. And still from the bottom of that market cycle to the top, we had 20-fold returns. XRP did a 20x last cycle, and I don't even know that most people recognize that. Certainly the haters probably don't realize that, but that's a fact. XRP went from about 10 cents to about $2. So when I think about this market cycle, and by the way, many people think that this particular market cycle is going to be way more impressive than the last one. If way more money is going to flow in, and we know that XRP has legal clarity, we know that it's undervalued, at least I personally believe that anyway, and we know it's been consolidating, hasn't had a new all-time high for almost 7 years. When this thing goes, we think it's only going to go to $2, $3? No, I don't buy it. I firmly believe that what's going to happen so long as we have a proper alt season is, yes, XRP does hit a new all-time high and a price discovery. And so the cool thing is, and it's based on historic precedent, you don't need a crazy multiplier for a ton, I'm sure many of you listening, in fact, to have life-changing wealth. This is real life. It happens in crypto all the damn time. It's happened with XRP in the past, and it's going to happen again in the future, I believe. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 8:05 p.m. Central Time, Monday, October 28th, 2024. We have XRP at 52 cents, Bitcoin at $69,862. But mere hours ago, we did briefly break above $70,000. We've got the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 72 out of 100, so the market is still in greed. But big question here, because look, even though I don't care about Bitcoin, XRP is going to follow it. The whole market moves in tandem and Bitcoin leads the way. So is Bitcoin at this exact moment in time going to continue to the upside? Well, I mean, if you're literally talking today, I'm personally a bit skeptical of that. I won't say it's impossible, but I personally am. Let me share with you perspective from a few chart analysts. There's this from Chart Analyst Mustache, and this is from this morning before Bitcoin broke above $70,000, which is a key psychological level. And he wrote, Bitcoin, that's what you want to see. Bitcoin successfully closed yesterday's weekly close above the handle low. This cup and handle is 3.5 years in the making. U.S. elections next week. Somehow, it all fits together perfectly. And then he sarcastically writes, probably nothing, because it's obviously something. So, as far as the elections are concerned, there's tons of proof to show that, and this is true of not just crypto, but the stock market. In election years, markets take off after the election because markets don't like uncertainty. Whoever wins, a big picture, doesn't necessarily matter, especially if you're talking about the stock market. Now, we could have a more nuanced conversation about the regulatory implications for crypto, but broadly speaking, the market doesn't give a damn. They just want to know so that they can allocate the way that they want to allocate, and investors would then. So once we do have the decision of this United States election in the bag, whatever it is, I think you will ultimately see a move to the upside. Even if the market isn't happy with whatever the choice is in the short term, even if there's some sort of dip, I just think if you fast forward a few weeks and look by the end of this quarter and into early 2025, I think that you're going to see a lot of people throwing a lot of money into these markets. That would be my expectation, because historically that has been what has happened, and history rhymes with itself. There's this post from chart analyst Dom. Bitcoin, we have a rare, pretty strong trend here on Bitcoin right now. I think this has a good shot to break $70,000 here soon. We do have a large spot supply, but we hope aggressive buyers step in and eat it. Now, I'll note that that was a few hours ago before Bitcoin, of course, had hit $70,000. And so he was watching it. He noted when it did happen, he simply wrote bam. But then there was this. It's like, well, now is the time to monitor reaction since it did happen. $70,000 holds, or you get concerned of trap. So that's the big question. Is it going to hold? Because, I mean, right now we're a little bit under that. It hasn't crashed down precipitously, but we're under it. Should we be concerned? Well, chart analyst Credible Crypto certainly thinks so. Now, mind you, he's still absolutely a bull. And so in terms of higher time frame price action, yeah, he still believes we go to all-time high. He has said many times, XRP, double digits, $10 plus. He firmly believes that's going to happen this market cycle. But in the short term, is this the moment where it moves to the upside? He doesn't think so. And I won't be surprised if he ends up being correct. And so here's what he said. And this was at 7:19 p.m. So this was less than an hour ago he posted this. He says, as I said a few days ago, I'm on vacation at the moment, so not spending time on Twitter. That being said, I can see we tagged $70,000, but the move up was again completely perp driven, with spot selling off, etc. More of the same we've been seeing at all prior highs, so at the moment, just looks like another fake out to me. I talked about what I do to see to start looking for longs in the interview I did a few days ago, which you can watch below, and I'm not seeing that here. We'll see how things look in the coming days and take it from there. We'll also be able to get back to normal updates when he's back, he says. So from his perspective, by the way, I think he's probably the best I've ever seen in terms of short-term price action. Not that everything he thinks is probable does come to pass. That wouldn't be true for any human, of course not. But I do think that he's particularly good at this. He doesn't think that this is the actual moment, but even if he is correct, again, from a historical perspective, once that election's over, whew, green lights, my friends, right? Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender. And what's on your screen here is a market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage chart. And he says, when Bitcoin dominance is in decline, XRP bull run starts. It was the case in 2017 and 2021. The story repeats itself. XRP run in a nutshell. And so there's certainly truth to that. And then he also cites, as you can see if you're looking on the screen here, what the relative strength index looks like in those particular moments. Again, nobody can know for sure what's going to happen, but history does rhyme with itself. It's not going to perfectly repeat, but yes, history does rhyme. I do not believe that the best that XRP would ever be in terms of price action occurred on January 4th, 2018. That's the current all-time high. I do not believe that's it. That's all she wrote, and then we've just been riding on some vaporware for the next 7 years with utility increase and more people jumping in, so on and so forth. Recently hitting some incredible all-time high metrics, which I talked about in a video just yesterday. I don't believe that makes even a tiny shred of sense. What does make sense is we got attacked by the SEC. We had 2 market cycles ago, an 80,000% run, literally, from the bottom to the top, 80,000% gains. So that just needing to consolidate for a long period of time, that all makes sense. But we have been waiting for so long. Again, as long as we have a proper alt season here, it's just practically unthinkable that XRP wouldn't participate. I mean, hell, even directionally, XRP last market cycle, even with the SEC attack, it's still, directionally behaved like you would expect it to. It moved in tandem with the market. We just didn't see a new all-time high. Here's a post from chart analyst Greg Crypto, and this is a fun one. And so it's not even that these are predictions. It's more like, hey, if history kind of rhymes with itself, here's what it could look like for the price of XRP. And at these levels, and which I think are quite conservative, just my humble opinion, this would still be life-changing for a lot of people. And who says that it can't perform better than, like, for instance, last market cycle? That doesn't sound crazy to me at all. But if you're talking about worst-case scenario, what might that look like? I still think, this is why it's so cool, even then, it's still going to be life-changing for a ton of people. And I personally don't think that we're going to have the worst-case scenario. But if you want to look at that, which I think is worth considering, then yeah. And so here's what he wrote. Worst case scenario, so this is an XRP BTC chart, and he wrote that it would be between $4.43 and $8.86. And it's worth noting, and this is why I think it's reasonable that he put this out here, is a worst case scenario. If you consider what happened with ETH, though, from the 2017 bull run to the next market cycle, it did more than a 3-fold increase. So we'd be saying, in this scenario, that the upper end of what he's citing here, $8.86, We're talking about less than a threefold increase for XRP after 7 freaking years. So that's why, again, I think it's fine to do this, but that's why I'm saying, do you think the worst case scenario is what's most probable? I don't, but that's kind of why that's exciting. So then he says, all right, XRP fam, let's talk about the possibilities. If Bitcoin hits $100,000, a solid 555% pump for XRP would mirror the last cycle's high. If we don't see this gain, 555%, it could signal another customized black swan event impacting XRP specifically. But even a 555% move could mean big dollar gains for XRP holders. Let's break it down in dollars. And so then he shows what it might look like for XRP under such a scenario, depending on various Bitcoin price levels. Now, I've seen enough of his posts to know that this wouldn't be his base case. Again, to be clear, it's a worst case scenario thing, and even this wouldn't be the end of the world. You're talking about, fine, even on the upper end, not quite a threefold increase from the all-time high, but do you think the worst case scenario is the most probable outcome? I don't, but that's what makes this kind of interesting, right? So if Bitcoin's $100,000, he's saying XRP would be $4.43. If Bitcoin hits $130,000, that could put XRP, based on historic precedent, at $5.76. If Bitcoin hits $150,000, that would be $6.64 for XRP. If Bitcoin gets to $170,000, that would be $7.53 for XRP. And if Bitcoin hits 200K, that would be $8.86 for XRP. So I don't know that there's great odds for Bitcoin to get quite that high, but it's certainly not impossible. And the higher Bitcoin goes, the more money that is going to be in the entire ecosystem, the crypto ecosystem, the crypto market. And a certain percentage of that is going to flow into XRP. So the higher Bitcoin goes, the better it is for XRP ultimately. And then he says, XRP army stay steady and strong. Worst case scenario or not, there is still big potential. And let's not forget, my target is 0.00013 as indicated in the below chart. Do the math, dollarize it, and let me know your favorite price target. Yeah, so... and I've recently, and I've said this a number of times, I'm still wondering. I'm just wondering out loud because I don't make price predictions, and I admit I do not know what's going to happen. I just have suspicions. I have my convictions, sure, just like anybody else. But I'm wondering if $10 XRP will just look back and be like, wow, that was way too conservative. And I can't help but wonder if that's going to be proven to be the case. And we're going to find out, but like I said a minute ago, it's going to depend on how much money flows into Bitcoin first, which leads the market. But I'm telling you, since the time XRP hit the all-time high, there has never been a more exciting moment in time to be an XRP holder, in my opinion. This is it. The legal clarity, the adoption, everything's going in the right direction. Market, if history's to rhyme with itself, it is going to get hot. XRP is a part of all of this. It's an incredibly exciting time to be an XRP holder. We're finally going to get ours if history even just kind of rhymes with itself. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.